The Recording Academy recently released this year's Grammy nominations, but Adele fans were pretty upset when they noticed that she did not have any nominations. Although I wouldn't get too upset with the Academy because rules are rules. The reason for her not being able to make it into a nomination category is due to the date that her new music was released. Material that's considered eligible for the 2022 Grammys has to have been released between September 1st, 2020 through to September 30th, 2021. Unfortunately for Adele, her first single from the album, Easy on Me, debuted on October 15th, 2021, and then the rest of her album was not put out until November 19th, 2021. So there's no question that it will be eligible for the 2023 Grammy Awards, but this year she'll have to sit this one out. However, Adele won't be the only artist that didn't make the cut this year. Megan Thee Stallion's Something for the Hotties won't make it, there are also some Ed Sheeran songs that won't make it, and even Taylor Swift's Red didn't make the cut either. Although I don't really think that Adele is going to care that much. In her career, she has won 15 of the 18 Grammy nominations that she has been up for. Her honors included Best New Artist, 2-time Album of the Year, and Song of the Year. Having people check out her new album is definitely higher on her list of priorities right now, and so far it's been met with rave reviews. Adele released the record last month, and it was her first in 6 years. Making the announcement in an Instagram post, she said, "I was certainly nowhere near where I'd hoped to be when I first started it nearly 3 years ago. Quite the opposite, actually. I rely on routine and consistency to feel safe, I always have. And yet there I was, knowingly, willingly even, throwing myself into a maze of absolute mess and inner turmoil. I've learned a lot of blistering home truths about myself along the way. I've shed many layers but also wrapped myself in new ones, discovered genuinely useful and wholesome mentalities to lead with, and I feel like I've finally found my feeling again. I'd go as far as to say that I've never felt more peaceful in my life, and so I'm ready to finally put this album out." And despite not being nominated, her album is still becoming one of the most critically acclaimed albums of the year. Recording Academy CEO Harvey Mason Jr. alongside the Board of Trustees Chair Tammy Hurt announced this year's Grammy nominations via live stream. Some notables included Billie Eilish, Lil Nas X, Taylor Swift, Doja Cat, Olivia Rodrigo, and jazz musician Jon Batiste, who currently leads with 11 nominations. Jay-Z will also become the most Grammy-nominated artist of all time this year, adding 3 more nominations, bringing his total count to 83. Because he worked on Kanye West's Donda, he was also nominated for Album of the Year, and he received 2 nominations for Best Rap Song for his features on DMX's song Bath Salts and Kanye West's song called Jail. For Adele, though, her album, regardless of a Grammy nomination, has been a huge success, becoming this year's top-selling album in just 3 days after it was released. Music critic Mikkel Wood reviewed the album and said, "The timelessness of 30s themes suits Adele, who remains steadfast in her musical identity as the record industry has changed dramatically around her," adding, "Today's pop stars jump from style to style, not least her 2 closest competitors, Drake and Taylor Swift, in a way that reflects the border-free streaming ecosystem that barely existed when Adele put out 25 6 years ago. Back then, she still managed to sell millions of CDs when many folks had moved to downloading. We'll see if she can do it again now that downloading is thoroughly passé." But for now, that's all the time that we have today. Stay classy, and I'll see you on the next one.